Who says mainstream Full HD monitors have to be stuck at 60 Hz? Yeah, that's the true in the past, but we have come a long way since then, right? Now we have 4K high refresh rate, we have freaking Full HD 360 Hz, we got QHD 144, I believe QHD 240 is also out in a while. So when it comes to regular, regular mainstream panels that typically non-gamers, they don't really use a lot for that, would you really still want to get stuck with Full HD 60? That's like the bare bones? Yeah, no, not anymore. Now Full HD mainstream can be 75 Hz, although it's still not the high 120, 144, but it is still way better than the default baseline. So is this any good? Well, let's find out. Hey guys, this is Chester here. You guys are watching our channel right here at Chester and Unboxing. Today we'll be taking a look at a monitor, but before that, if you haven't subscribed to our channel, do it so, because we have a lot more products for you to see. And yes, we do have a upcoming desktop build that is built towards a streamer, so stay tuned for that. So this is a Philips monitor. This is a 24-inch, okay, that is your typical mainstream monitor, but it has a couple of tricks up its sleeve. Okay, so before that, let's just take a quick look around the box. So wide viewing angle, 3-sided frameless. Yeah, it's not really very frameless, no. Low blue mode and adaptive sync and HDMI, because that's the only thing they can show off, right? Okay, moving around, and yes, in fact, right, they even have shown you the unpacking, the steps to unpack. So you don't like that, but you lift it off, you drag it off its side, and then so don't like that. All right, and yes, let's unbox it now. NANI? Okay, so before we install the stand, I just want to take this time to show you that, yeah, it does look quite frameless. I'll give them that, because when the screen is on, there'll be a little bit of bezel, but yeah, it's actually quite bezel-less. So yeah, there's the chin there at the bottom, and yeah, going to the rear. Oh, by the way, pro tip, don't put your weight on the screen. Yeah, I've damaged one before, and I have to send one to RMA. So yeah, whatever you do, hold it by the edges. Don't hold it by the screen, okay? Yeah, going back to the rear, and yeah, we'll talk about the ports and everything in a short moment, but just want to show you guys how to install the stand, which I realized that I should have put the styrofoam back on it. Too late for that. Anyway, the stand, it's like that. So I don't want to talk about the plastic. Yeah, it's bad for the audio, so I'll just do it and show you guys how to do it. Alright, that's it. End of show. Go home. No lah, just kidding lah. Okay, that's it for the installation of the monitor. And if you realize, if you were to look at just now when I was installing the stand, there were no tools needed. I didn't need to use any screwdriver, though that was a toolless installation, which props, really love. Okay, so no lah, because this monitor isn't very heavy anyway, so I'm not really that focused on it. Okay, talking about what's included in the box. Okay, so we have obviously the installation manual. Yeah lah, if you don't know how to install this, then pray. You have your power cable and a included HDMI cable as well. So usually on higher refresh rate and higher resolution monitors, I would say like, what spec is the HDMI? HDMI 1.4, HDMI 2, but I mean, given that it's just Full HD 75. Yeah, but anyway, if you are really not sure, they have included a very important safety document. So if you are not very sure, please don't do it without reading this first. So let's take a look at around the monitor first. So at the front, we've mentioned, I like the design. It's nice. It's very smooth, very current, cutting edge. Like, okay, so over here is your typical menu buttons. It is not a single nipple, so it is different buttons. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Just don't careful the power button because it's everything is in line. So you might accidentally press the power and power it off when you're trying to adjust something. Moving to the rear, okay, first and foremost, you will see the VESA mount. So the VESA mount is 100 by 100 millimeters. This panel is a 24 inch. There's an aeroplane flying. There's a 24 inch. This is a 24 inch Full HD display, WLED actually. So that is white plus RGB. So the white actually boosts up the brightness. This is an IPS panel, which means that your viewing angles are steady. They actually advertise this up to 178 degrees. So you only have 2 degrees to really spot any missing colors. But yeah, I mean, it's much better compared to the regular panels out there. Okay, Full HD, so that is 1920 by 1080, 1920 by 1080 resolution, running at 75 Hz. Okay, so this is also, because of that, so the PPI, pixel per inch, is about 93. So 93 is okay when you're looking as a desktop. Yeah, because obviously you're not looking at a desktop as you're looking at a phone, right? Yeah, so 93 is fine. And 4 milliseconds response time, that's okay. 250 nits of brightness, so that is not okay. 250 nits is like the bare minimum. I figured, yeah. And talking about the contrast rate also, 1000:1. Yeah, that is just the baseline lah. So yeah, more about that later. So in terms of ports, alright, so what signals does this monitor support? This monitor will support a, I'm not sure if the camera can catch it, but the monitor will catch a HDMI in and a VGA in and a audio out. But they did mention this audio out 3.5mm is via HDMI, so not too sure what that means because 3.5 is 3.5, right? Yeah. And one good thing I realized is the power supply is built in, so you don't need to carry. It doesn't need to have a power brick and then up to the wall. So it's the wall, the power, the wire is straight to the monitor. Which one thing I really like about Philips is they do that. A lot of the monitors, right, their power supply is actually built in. So although their monitors might be a little bit fatter than competitors, but you actually save a lot of desk space because there's one less thing on your desk and it's inside the monitor. There is no speakers, there's no built-in speakers, so you really got to rely on your HDMI in or your 3.5mm out if you're going to have audio coming through the speakers. Okay, and yeah, now to the cons of this monitor. So I believe I've already mentioned a couple of ones. So the first one being that its brightness and contrast is very typical. It's just standard. No, it's not very outstanding. It's just normal. One more thing, the stand. So the stand can only tilt. So I've actually done a couple of just now. So the maximum tilt of the stand is like that. That's all that you can tilt, and that's 20 degrees by the way, and like that. -5 degrees. So that's all. There is no you can't like that, you can't swivel, you can't rotate. I don't know what's the term for it. Yeah, you cannot, like, there's no such thing. That's all you can do, just like that. It's really for the basic user out there who just wants it to work reliably, because Philips is a good brand. Yeah. So if you are really looking to if you're really looking to push a lot of pixels and like game at high resolutions, then this is not the monitor for you. If you're running an RTX 3070, 3080, you're gonna run all the ray tracing and everything, then it's best to look elsewhere, because Philips also, they have other models which have 144 Hz, QHD, long displays and more. This is really one of those like basic users. But 75 Hz, still better than 60. So that's about the end of our unboxing and first look at the Philips 241 V8 monitor. Like this video if you liked it, subscribe to our channel if you haven't done so yet. I'm Chester, that's all for today. See you guys.